Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Rolly, and on this channel I teach you how to make money via real estate, business strategies, and so many other ways. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please click on the link below and subscribe, and share, like, and leave a comment. On today's episode, I'm going to be sharing a very touching topic I haven't shared before. I had my baby in 2019, August 15 to be precise. And before I had the baby, I had difficulties in conceiving. So finally, when I was pregnant, I least expected it. Like, I was very happy. So guys, 3 months to the pregnancy, 4 months to the pregnancy, I started having issues, abdominal pains, and it was so triggering for me because I didn't have any health issues before conceiving. So I was really worried and I wasn't sure of what to do. So I decided to go and check out if I was doing fine, maybe do a scan, see a doctor, and all of that. I couldn't access a doctor. So I went back home angry that, I couldn't see a doctor, and ignored the pain for some time. I just felt everything was okay. So fast forward to month 4, the pain became so severe, like really severe. It was below my abdomen, guys. I had to go to the hospital that day desperately. I still couldn't see a consultant because for some reason, maybe I didn't make a pre-booking or something. I can't remember what really happened. I decided to go to a private lab so I could just check everything was okay, since I was just in so much pain that day. I went to the private lab, they did the scan, and the scientist said, the lab attendant said, madam, you have to go and see a doctor immediately. And I was like, why? What happened? Is my baby fine? And she said, I have bad news. I'm like, what happened? So she just gave me the result and said I should send it to my doctor. I should go and see my doctor, but everything will be okay. I shouldn't, I was like, you just told me it's a bad news. Come on, like, how will I be fine? So immediately I rushed home. I have a private doctor. I want to give a shout out to his doctor. The doctor's name is Dr. Shea. You can check him on Instagram @_ Dr. Shea. He really helped me during my pregnancy journey. So I called him and I said, Doc, this is what I'm going through and this is the situation. It was like, okay, let me see the results. He checked out the result and said, it is called incompetent cervix. What it simply means is that the cervical tissues are unable to carry the pregnancy, or are unable to allow the pregnancy through. A healthy pregnancy, as a matter of fact. So let me use like a layman's language, like I was dilating already, like baby was already dropping as at 4 months. Now, when this happened, see, guys, no be play matter. I was in pain. I was unhappy. I was so depressed, because how am I going to even start all over again? How am I going to even, go through this process again? How am I going to have gone through month 1, 2, 3, 4, and now lose my baby? So he said, don't worry. He encouraged me and said everything was going to be okay. Well, I went to see a consultant finally, and the doctor said, this is a serious matter. I don't want to call the hospital. I had a very bad experience here in Abuja with that hospital. And the doctor was like, everything's going to be fine, and don't worry, but it's a very serious matter. You have to, be admitted immediately. My child's father was there, and he was like, okay, what do we do? Immediately, I was admitted. They had to go and bring my stuff. I had to stay in the hospital. I was admitted. Guys, this condition, I was elevated, like I was tilted, my head to the ground and my waist to the top. I felt it was just something that would just happen for 1 day or 2 days. But guys, that wasn't the situation. This man said everything will be fine. After 1 day, 2 days, he was just, I didn't know he was making money for his hospital. So every day they come, they check me, ma'am, are you okay? Are you fine? What's going on? How's this? I just keep telling them, oh, what's the way forward? He will say, oh, there's nothing we can do now. You're supposed to do a surgery, but we are not going to do the surgery because you are usually this surgery is safe from 3 months to, from this time to this time. Anything from 4 months, 5 months is very dangerous. I'm like, okay, so what do we do? The situation was that I had to stay in that position through my pregnancy from that month till month 9. Can you beat that, guys? Thinking about it now, I'm laughing, but see, that time, you really don't want to see how I was feeling. I was really, really, really depressed. Considering that my mom was sick, I didn't have my mom to be there for me, and she's late now. You all know I lost my mom, so it was a very trying time for a daughter, for a woman who's pregnant. It was a very trying time for me. But then, because of my doctor, my private doctor I told you guys about, he encouraged me. He kept telling me everything was going to be okay. He kept giving me guides. He kept sending me tips. I was like this in the hospital for weeks. I was literally dying because my blood wasn't flowing through my body. I was tilted, so I was malfunctioning to me, as far as I'm concerned, because when you look at me, I was looking pale. So I managed, and until one day we just said to the doctor, see, check us out. We want to go. And the doctors are like, go where? Madam, need I not tell you that this pregnancy, you know how much? I said, doctor, you don't need the pregnancy as much as I need it. I need to be alive to carry this baby as well. If I die in this process, come on. They're like, you cannot go. You can't go. If you go, it's against doctor's report. Really? I said, I will sign it. Are you sure? I said, yes, I will sign it. So they prepared a document. They prepared a bill. My God, if you see bill. So even the student doctors that were coming to say, good morning, ma'am, how are you? And they'll be using me to do practical. I was paying for that. They called it consultation. I paid for literally everything. At the end of the day, I checked out of the hospital. I got home. I said to myself that I was going to tilt my bed. Since it's tilting of bed, let me go and tilt my bed at home and be in the same position and, manage through. I was paying them for doing nothing. So I got home, I tilted my bed. I lived in a duplex then, so it was, trust me guys, I wasn't doing fine. I wasn't really doing fine. And I had so many trauma during that time. At the end of the day, one day I went to the hospital to the scan, and the lady said, it's almost over. I'm like, what? I rushed to the hospital. Another hospital, my personal doctor had recommended that I should go to. That if I go there, they will be able to help me. They will be able to take the chance. It's a 50-50 chance. You understand? What they needed to do was to put something called a sacklage. A sacklage is a stitching. They're supposed to put that to prevent the baby, on my cervix actually, to prevent the baby from dropping. But the problem is because if the pregnancy has gone far and they try to do that procedure, they could rupture the water bag. Like they could, rather cause more danger to the pregnancy than more good to the pregnancy. So it's a 50-50 chance. But come on, my doctor said, what do you have to lose? Take the chance. It's better to do it than not to do it at all and feel that, oh, you just stayed at home and watched everything go down the drain. So I got to the hospital, the consultant saw me, I got a reference letter, I got a referral letter from the other hospital, and they wrote in the letter, oh, patient refused to take doctor's advice, wrote all kinds of bad reports because I wasn't there giving them money anymore. Well, the doctors asked me a simple question. Are you telling me you were at this hospital? It's a big hospital, it's a good hospital. Are you telling me you were at this hospital and they did not do anything? The hospital I'm talking about is a private hospital. The hospital I finally went for, where I finally went to have solution, is a government hospital. So I said yes. They didn't do anything. So they were just making money off me. Well, the doctor said, okay, that they're going to book me for surgery immediately, like an emergency surgery. So guys, I think I've said this guys a lot. Sorry. So within 1 hour, they prepared everything, you know. I think within 2 hours, thereabout, they had to do some checks, some tests and all that to be sure what they needed. And this procedure is not really a serious procedure, like, you know, but then because it has to do with pregnancy, it has to sound serious. So they took me to the theater, they gave me painkillers, they gave me, you know, I was just prepared, and I went in. Of course, I prayed, guys. I prayed. My pastor, Pastor Dele Bamboye, prayed for me. Himself and the wife, they prayed for me. I was literally in a very bad state, and their words kept me going during that period. So they encouraged me that everything was going to be okay. I should just go through and I'll be out, you know. So I went into the theater. Within 30 minutes, I was out of the theater. Boom. That was it. I didn't have any complications. I didn't need to be tilted on the bed. I didn't need to be positioned like that on the bed. So tell me, why did this other hospital do this to me? So it was, now people are asking me, are you not going to have another baby? Don't you want to have another baby? I'm like, hey, pregnancy was difficult for me because having to go through all this, it was not something I want to think I probably want to go through again. But people say, oh, it may not happen a second time. So guys, after the surgery, I was fine. I was driving. I was eating everything I wanted. I was wearing what I wanted. I was even filming. You guys know I'm a photographer as well. I was filming. I was doing so many things. And, you know, although with caution, at the end of the day, I think around 36 weeks, I went back, 34 weeks, I think 34 weeks. I went back to the theater, and they took off the sacrilege. They took it off, and I was ready to wait for my baby to arrive. Labor came. It was so sweet. It was so interesting because I didn't even know I was in labor. In the morning, I woke up, you know, there was this blood stain, and I said, oh, what was this? I called my personal doctor, like, I think you're in labor. So really, let me boil rice. I went to the kitchen, I bought rice, I bought water in flask. I started picking every other little things, picking my charger. I was just going around like I was in labor. So on my way to the hospital, I had contractions, of course, but by the time I got to the hospital, I was already like maybe 7 or 6 p.m. I was already almost there. And before you know it, boom, my sweet, handsome King David came. So guys, I just want to share this story because I know there is somebody out there who feels that incompetent service is a very, very serious health issue. It is not really as serious as it is. All I want to tell you is that when you're pregnant, ensure you pay attention to very close details. Every pain you have is important. You have headache is important. You have high blood pressure is important. You have everything is important when you're pregnant, so that you can be able to serve on the time you have to finding solution. If I knew on time that I had the situation on time, I probably wouldn't have had somebody telling me that it was too risky to take chances at that time. So if you're pregnant, I wish you well. I wish you safe delivery, and I hope you enjoyed this content today. I'll drop more other personal content next time. Until then, please subscribe, like, share, and leave a comment. God bless you. Bye.